Welcome, fellow members of the Esoteric Order of Gamers. It's a very exciting day today. If you've been following the Esoteric Order of Gamers, you may have noticed that I've been spending much of the last month working on Wrath of Kings, which was a Kickstarter game by Houdini or Not. It's a miniature wargaming fantasy tabletop battle game. What I've been waiting for is the arrival of my old gaming buddy, Will.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, he's here. I know you've been waiting for another battle report between Will and I, and here it is. And Will has provided his own faction for Wrath of Kings, which is the Garitzi.
Yes, brought all the way from Australia.
Yes.
To Middle Earth.
To Middle Earth. Here we are.
Middle Earth.
And we're about to play our first Wrath of Kings battle report. As you will have seen on the Esoteric Order of Gamers site, Peter has been hard at work building this magnificent gaming table. I, having watched the videos, was shocked and appalled at the amount of effort that was actually required to do this. And look at the outcome though, it's unbelievably good. And as we just discovered, trying to set up a table, it's fully modular. So this piece, for example, which has a lava pit in it, notice the glowing sides, can be replaced, well, pretty much anywhere, for example, with this piece or that piece, so on. So you can create an infinite variety of battles. So now, for your enjoyment, we're actually going to play it. So we roll initiative, and the player with the lowest morale gets a bonus equal to the difference between the two morale values. I have 10, he has 11, so I got a +1, but I rolled an 8 and he rolled a 4, so I won it anyway. There you go. Now I have to move. There. So as you can see, he's already going straight for that objective to try and stop me getting it. Now in a turn, when you have an activation, you can do a move and an action. So when you move up to your mobility in inches, and then you get an action. That could be an attack action, or in this case it's a sprint, which gives you an extra 4 inches of movement. And this is a combined action. This leader here has influenced all 5 of these to move together, and she's going to come up there as well. So this is a great little thing about this game, is that you can individually activate a figure, or you can do a combined activation, and that means that the figures within your leader's zone of control can be activated, and you can activate a number equal to their leadership score. In this case 5. So in a skirmish game, your commander has a leadership of 7, and your other leaders have a leadership of 5. So now it's your turn, because we alternate moves. So what are you going to do? I don't know. Right, here we go, and you can see that it's quite a fast-moving game. His war dancers have run forward to deny that objective to me. I've countered that by running up some of my swordsmen, and now he's bringing forward some of his, what are they called? They're called Scorza skirmishers. Well, in our last game, the Blood Masks came up against his Scorza skirmishers, and they didn't come off very well, but unfortunately it looks like it's happening again! But I do have my Rathel here, who's a battle shaman, and he can move 6, and if he sprints... So he's moved up there, and now his action will be to cast a spell at one of these skirmishers, because he's within 8 inches, and he casts Effrenti Blast.
An Effrenti Blast.
Which is sort of a bound elemental, I don't know, but basically. So, we look at the card, and it is 1 dice, and it's got an 8-inch range, and it can also bounce, which means it can attack... After it's attacked one of the figures, it can attack an adjacent figure. So bang, let's go 1 dice. And what we do is we take the dice and we roll it. Ha-ha! And we get an 8! And then we look up that figure on the target's card. A figure has a resilience, and if they have a resilience of, say, 2, you need to do 2 hits to actually get through their resilience and do 1 damage. In this case, his figure has resilience of 1, so I did 1 hit, so that does 1 wound, and it's got 2 wounds in total, so 1 more, and he is dead. Yes. Well done, Rathor. She's going to go 7, and then she's going to sprint. How's it go? And another 4 to there. Oh dear. So my Longhorn figure now is going to sprint. He usually moves 7, he adds 4, that's 11, vroom, up to here to the objective. Bang, bang. Yeah. It's a problematic move. Yes, it's an excellent move because it's just short of your move. It's always good.
Yes, possibilities are endless.
Yes, so you've split your guys into two, and I've split my guys into two,
Actually,
which is interesting.
they're girls.
Girls, I should say.
Can't you tell
Well,
from
guys,
the figures?
in the generic. And it looks like a bit of biffo is about to happen in the middle of the board.
So I seem to have got myself into the situation yet again where my figures, which require mobility to do anything useful, find themselves hemmed in by terrain. Why is this always happening?
Because I lead you into that spot.
Oh, is that it?
Here they are. They've moved to 6, and that's just about the distance there. This is the objective, so I want to get forward and capture that area before he overruns it and I can never see it again. So I can move this forward. Now, I've got a leader here. He's got a leadership of 5. So in her zone of influence around here, she can activate 5 figures, including herself or not including herself. So I will activate 5 figures. They will run forward and start engaging these wolf-like beasties. Let's say 2 on this guy because he's only got 1 wound left, so I can definitely finish him off. And it's always good to go for the wounded ones. And we'll put 2 on that one, and then we'll put 1 on here in the middle.
Cannon fodder, all of them.
There we go.
Wait for the scything blades.
And of course these figures will be going la 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 as they go running forward, half naked, wielding their blades.
Give it to me, baby.
All right. So these 2 can attack now. Now I've got a choice here. They can do individual attacks of 1 dice each, or one of them can choose to assist another one and do a 2 dice attack in one go. Now that's very handy if a person has a target has a high resilience, and I have to get past the resilience. But in this case, he's got a resilience of 1, so it doesn't matter. I'll do them individually. So this one will attack first. I roll a d10.
Peter rolled 2 2s then, getting no effect whatsoever. Now he's looking for a special ability.
Must be something.
There must be something. Moments of indecision, even with summary cards like this, which of course came with the game. And unfortunately have a lot of useful information on the back of the card and a lot of critical information on the front. So we've actually summarised a lot of the critical information that's on the back into this handy spreadsheet arrangement.
Okay, so I'll just do a bash here. That's 1 dice. Bam, I get a 4.
You get a 4.
What is it?
That's a block. Dodge, sorry, dodge.
Okay, so the 2 are attacking here. 2 attacks, might as well roll them at once. 7 and 1.
Oh, okay, well 7 is a hit and a 1 is a miss.
I just did 1 wound and didn't actually destroy any figures. But luckily I have a few more back here who can come up and add to their ranks. So what are you doing, Will?
I'm going to attack here. Not necessarily a great option because you've got only a frontage of 3, so I'm not going to get too much.
This is what I did to you last game. I managed to get you into a squeezy place where you couldn't
It is.
use your mobility.
Given that I have the first attack this time, that's got to make some difference, he said, hopefully. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to move in to base contact with 3 of them. And then we're going to put these 3 behind in support. Actually, no, we'll bring them around there. We can get another one in there, surely. Yes, we can. Put them in support. So, attack, 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 support, support, support. Okay, so they've got 2 dice each. So, 2 dice with an assist is 3 dice. Here it comes. A 1, a 3, and a 7.
That kills me, but if I'm killed by any attack that did not generate an overpower, that means I can fight back before I die. But I only get to fight back with, yes, a normal attack.
Excellent.
Is this a one-on-one thing?
It is a one-on-one thing.
So it's duelist, so I get offensive mastery, which means I can roll 2 dice and choose the 1 best result.
Very, very irritating unit to fight against.
7 and 1, so I choose the 7.
And a 7 on a War Dancer is a hit, so she's dead.
Fantastic. Now, this is the great thing about the Nazir swordsmen is that they fight back, even as they go down.
Yes.
So Will has just killed 3 swordsmen in one go, and of course I lose a morale point as a result.
It was something of a Pyrrhic victory because I lost 2 war dancers in the process, but it's looking a bit thin in the ground in the middle for the whatever you're called. Who are you?
Swordsman.
What's your faction called?
Nazir.
Nazir.
Or Nasir.
Yeah, the Nazis in short.
Yeah, basically red and black. Yeah.
It's all happening. In fact, they've got Japanese and German iconography combined. Very tasteful.
It is. Or not. Okay, well, I've got to decide now, am I going to use this other bunch of swordsmen here to attack his war dancers over here, or am I going to basically shore up a loss?
Reinforce the defeat. That's always the way to go.
No, don't listen to him.
This sneaky pink longhorn has just come racing around the corner through this piece of terrain, which had to be slightly nudged
No.
to enable him to get through.
No, it's perfect.
And now he's attacking my commander, who's sitting at the back there.
Excellent. And he's attacking with a sword strike, which does 3 dice, and it's also got sundering, which means I can replace a armor result or an armor result on the defender's chart with a hit. And it's also got unrelenting, which means I can replace one dodge result on the defender's chart with a hit.
Right, off you go then.
So he's a good fighter, the old Longhorn.
Yes, well,
Here
it
he
remains to be
goes.
seen.
Bang! It's a 2, a 5, and a 4.
Against a dancing master. A 2 does nothing, a 4 and a 5 are both dodges.
Dodges, so I can replace one dodge result with a hit, so I only do 1 hit.
Oh, only. This fellow's ranging around in the corner over here. He's going to move 6 to here. And then with a range of 2, with his mighty axe, which we can see here, it's fairly mighty. He also has a jetpack, which unfortunately doesn't have any visible effect in the game, but looks nice. He's going to smack you in the back of the head with a large metal object. And it's a shield breaker. 2 dice, and it's got sundering and follow through, which modify things. That's a 7 and a 5.
7 to 5, so 7 is a hit and a 5 is a block.
Oh, so that's 2 hits.
2 hits. Oh dear. This Longhorn is not getting a whole lot of violence happening.
No,
He's
his
gonna
days are
die
numbered. In
quickly,
fact, he's surrounded.
maybe I can take out your commander. It's possible.
Anything could happen. It's your turn. Peter has just moved his... Who is this guy?
Rathor,
my battle
shaman. And he's moved up to this little lovely bit of promontory here, as you can see, and now he's about to cast a spell down on that, and I was just pointing out that his arm is hanging out like this in this kind of way.
And the spell is coming. Here it comes.
And the spell is an Effrenti Blast.
Another one.
Here we go. Well, that's the only spell he's got.
Yes, and it's pretty crap, as I seem to
It's
recall.
only got 1 dice, which is really annoying, though it does bounce, and I think we forgot to do the bounce last time.
There was nothing for it to bounce onto. Never mind about
There
that.
was, but anyway, we'll let that pass. It's only our second game.
That's right.
Mistakes will be made until
Yes,
we're
inevitably.
incredibly experienced at this game. Here we go. 1 dice. Bam! It's a 6.
6 against this fellow on the corner, presumably.
Yes.
Okay, a 6 is a armor.
Oh, we could go for this guy here. He's
Yes,
within
you could.
3 inches. Let's get him. Because he's big and nasty. 6.
6 on the Scorza Alpha is a armor.
Curses!
Yes, the Effrenti is really not that great a spell, really.
No, it's not.
And now this one. Oh, and he can move. He can do exactly that. First time he kills a model in his turn, he may move up to 2 inches and perform a strength 1 melee attack. So he'll go here. That's actually, it's an objective, but it's not actually a terrain feature, so we'll just have to move that aside for the moment. And do a 1 strength attack. Right, okay, now he'll do 2.
Yes, that's the noise that Scourge hounds make. Yeah, ooh.
Okay. He'll now have a go on this one on the end. Oh, that's a 10. Just that down, my friend.
Well, I can, down to a strike. Did you roll a block by any chance?
A 3 and a 4 and a 10.
Yes. Yep, 3 and a 4 are both blocks. If you roll a block, I can remove 1 hit.
What?
Yep. That's shield wall because I'm in contact with my other figure here.
Curses. So I was 1 shy of making you lose another morale.
My Pelagarth Howl leader there, she knocked this figure back into this one, who took a 1 dice attack, and then followed up and attacked this with her 2 dice attack. Unfortunately, none of them did any damage whatsoever, but it did force him off the objective, so she's now taken the objective. Right. And next turn, I can start trading in these objectives, because it's turn 3. I can trade in the objectives for losses in his morale, which will make a difference, because when he runs out of morale, he's dead.
Presupposing that you win the initiative and I don't knock you off that or kill you before you actually get a chance to score those points.
That is a point. Yes.